Welcome to Interns Top 5, the podcast where us interns from Explora talk about our favorite 5 things from a topic of our choice. I'm Shaun.
I'm Xavier.
I'm Clarissa.
And I'm Shaun again. Welcome to Intern Top 5.
We can't go until you stop talking, Shaun.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was muted. Oops.
We're going to talk about our top 5 favorite biopark animals. And I believe Shaun wanted to go first.
Yeah. If I know other past episodes, I usually start from the bottom up. I want to switch it up. I'm going to do my number 1 first. Well, my number 1 spot is the penguins, of course. They're so exotic. Like, I've only seen them in movies and History Channel and cartoons, but like in real life, it's so surreal, you know? It's just like a penguin, but like exotic, you know?
Exotic? Any specific penguin? Like the
Emperor
penguin
Emperor
versus the... I don't know any other penguins, but...
Yeah, the only name I know is Emperor, so that's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. They kind of smell funny. Like the whole exhibit is like humid and fishy, but they look cool. Coming at number 2 is the...
Continue.
Coming at number 2, I will have the polar bear down for this one. Yes, The polar bear. He's big. I think there's 2 of them, but when I went, there was only 1. So,
a lot of Arctic animals.
Yeah, I mean, they're really exotic to New Mexico. It's a desert.
Okay.
Yeah. And third will be I think it's a white rhino. Pretty sure it's a white rhino.
Those are pretty.
Is there a reason you like the white rhino? I mean, I have no hate against them. I'm just curious if there's a reason.
I think I like them. I like to see it alive because they're going extinct. And there's very few left. And also, like, rhinos are giant not human, sorry. They're giant living tanks. They're just big, built different.
They're just big boned.
Really?
I don't know. I feel like rhino bones are definitely larger than human bones, yeah.
Significantly
sure.
so.
Yes.
I would be worried if rhinos were as big as they are and they had human-sized bones.
I think they would be pretty fragile.
The skeleton on that would be terrifying.
Oh gosh. Yeah, now I'm going to be researching rhinos tonight, so yes.
Okay.
Number 4 is the tiger. I think there was only 1 tiger, but it was so nice.
There is a tiger. I completely forgot.
Is so nice. It's like a nice orange. Yeah.
I don't know how I forgot that tigers were at the zoo, but I did.
I know. I kind of forgot, but then I was thinking back, and that one stood out a lot because it was like a big cat. You know? So was the lion, but like tigers were there.
Okay.
And then the giraffe, of course, because we're like family. No, I'm just kidding. No, I love the giraffes because, like, imagine seeing things from their point of view. They have to put the food to like 3 stories high. It's insane.
Have you ever gotten to feed a giraffe?
Oh, I wish. No, due to COVID, there was none of that accessibility.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's
sleeping
true.
As a giraffe.
Yeah, and they're just like, they're beautiful creatures, but they're at the bottom, so I guess that makes everything else better.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my top 5. Unfortunately, I can't stay for the rest of the time being. But I'll leave you two to discuss your list amongst each other.
Okay. Well,
we will
miss you. We will miss you.
All right.
See you later.
Bye, Shaun.
See ya. Bye.
I have 3 honorable mentions. One of them is the butterfly pavilion. I think it's really pretty when all the butterflies are out, especially when you can just kind of like stand in the butterfly pavilion and look at all of them. There's a very large amount of butterflies, which is kind of crazy.
I have a funny story. When I was younger, I was scared of the butterfly pavilion.
Why?
Because there's so many they just fly at your face. And I thought they were going to lay eggs in my eyes. So I was scared to go in there. But it is nice. It is nice looking at it now.
Why specifically that fear?
I don't know. I think I watched some horror movie and the bugs like went into some dude's eyes and that's how they killed him. So I figured that the butterflies would do that.
Okay.
So I was real terrified of him for a little bit, but yeah, it's just my story.
Thank you for sharing your story. That was interesting. My next honorable mention is the stick bugs or walking sticks, depending on how you know them. They have a bug room. I don't remember what it's called.
I think I
the
know what you're talking
Bugarium?
about.
Does that sound
Bugarium?
right? I think it's called the Bugarium. And it's just a building that's filled with a bunch of different bugs. So they have different ants and scorpions, spiders, all sorts of stuff. And they have a very large tank where they keep all of their stick bugs. And it's a really fun game to see how many stick bugs you can find, because more likely than not, you're like, that's just a really big stick. That can't be a stick bug. Then you move to a different side and you're like, wow, that's a big stick bug.
So starting off with two insects. Okay.
My next honorable mention is the penguin. I don't have a specific penguin. Penguins are cool.
You don't like one over the others?
No, not really.
Okay.
I can't pick a favorite. They're all kind of cool. And when I went, it was before COVID. But they used to come up to people. Like they would try to interact with you, which I thought was really cool.
Like, was that through the glass? I don't remember where the penguins are, actually.
So the penguins are, if I remember right, kind of next to like the ducks and all those birds, I think.
Really?
It could also be where they used to have that one, I think it was a reptile exhibit. No, that's wrong. It was, I don't remember what it was. It was some kind of like tropical exhibit, but it was like really humid and always smelled funny.
Oh, yeah, I totally remember that.
You remember that? I think that's where they put it.
Okay. Huh.
But on the inside, it's kind of chilly. As it should be, but kind of chilly.
Icebox.
Yeah. But the penguins are like very social. Like if they see people, I mean, obviously there's glass in between us, but if they see people, they try to do like tricks or like swim close to the glass, and I think it's kind of cool.
Have you ever seen one get fed?
I have not. I'm sure it's interesting though.
But continue.
My number 5, I'm probably gonna say this wrong, but it's a bintrong.
A what?
It's a bintrong. I can't really explain what it is, but His habitat is in the catwalk, and he smells like buttered popcorn.
Okay.
He just kind of looks like he's the same shape as like a raccoon or like a red panda, but he's just not. He's just kind of bushy. And in my opinion, he looks very scruffy. Like he would have like
Scruffy.
rough fur. Like he wouldn't be soft. He would just be like, wow, that's kind of pokey for fur.
Okay.
But I like him. I think it's fun that he smells like popcorn.
How do you know that?
Well, for one, the sign tells you it smells like popcorn. But for two,
Oh.
you can smell it. I mean, I have a somewhat strong sense of smell. So sometimes I can definitely smell some things from further away than other people. For example, cleaning products bother me.
You don't sniff the bottle of Clorox?
Like my mom could be cleaning like the bathroom 3 rooms down, and I could be in like the kitchen and I'd be like, why are you cleaning the bathroom without the window being open? Because I can smell it. So if I clean anything, I have to have like all the windows open and I have to have a mask because it's just not pleasant.
Gotta air out the room.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So maybe that's why I can smell that he smells like popcorn. Not sure.
Okay.
My number 4, I don't know what it's called. That's not very helpful, so I apologize. But there's this tiny little deer thing in the Africa exhibit, like behind that chair.
There's a tiny deer.
Yeah.
Like,
You know the big chair in the Africa exhibit that like everybody takes pictures on?
Yeah.
Behind it, there's like a little trail, and it's like, come see the something. And you walk back, and it's just like a little bitty deer.
A doe?
No, it's just like a tiny deer. I also think it barks. I think it's like a barking deer.
It's a barking
Don't
deer.
quote me on that, but I think it's a barking deer.
Yeah, you go behind the chair and you check out the dog deer.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find what it's called. I really think it's a barking deer.
A barking deer.
It's a
feel like that'd
muntjac.
be more
It's a barking deer. It is a barking deer.
Okay.
I think it's a muntjac. I think that's what it is.
Muntjac?
Yeah.
Huh. I've never
It looks
heard
a
of that.
little funny, but he's kind of cute. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got that going for him.
Imitates a dog.
Yeah. Real cute. My number 3 is the Tasmanian devil.
Ooh.
I know people think that they're ugly, but they're just so cute.
My first thought whenever I see a Tasmanian devil is the Bugs Bunny cartoon.
I totally understand that, but they don't look like him.
They do not look at all similar, and I don't know why that he's called the Tasmanian devil, because he does not look like the animal, which I think is weird.
I don't know what I was expecting when I saw a Tasmanian devil, but I saw the Tasmanian devil at the zoo, and I was like, Looney Tunes character doesn't look like this.
Turn into a tornado. Okay.
My number 2 is the otters.
Ooh, the otters.
I like otters. I think they're cute. It's also really sweet because when they fall asleep, they hold hands so that they don't get separated. Like they do that in the wild so that they don't get separated. And I think that's really adorable.
Very cute. Very cute. I mean, they're also just real small, and I feel like they're fuzzy, but I know they're not fuzzy.
Oh, for sure. I want it to be fluffy if I pet it, but I know it won't be.
Yeah. Hmm.
And my number one spot belongs to the snow leopard.
Oh.
I sponsor the snow leopards at the zoo, and so they kind of have a obligatory first place, but they've definitely been like my favorite animal by far for years, which is actually why I started supporting them in the first place.
You sponsor them?
Yeah.
What's that entail?
So you can become like an animal parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I am for sponsoring the snow leopards. And I don't think it's very much. I don't honestly remember how much it is. But I remember when I was little, when I first wanted to sponsor them, I saved up like all my allowance for a month, and I was so excited that I was going to be an animal parent. And so you give the money to the zoo, and they use that like specifically for the animal.
Oh.
Right? So it would go towards like that animal's like food or care.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put your name on this board. I don't know if they still have the board. They probably have it. But they have this big board of like all their zoo parents, and they're sorted by animal, and then you can find your name on that, which is kind of cool. I thought that was really fun when I was little.
It's cute.
And then they invite you to this thing. It's called a parent breakfast or something like that. Don't quite remember. Usually it's in March or April-ish. And I don't remember if they invite you before the zoo opens or if they just kind of close the zoo to the public for a couple hours, but you go and you eat breakfast. All the staff like makes a bunch of breakfast. So they have like eggs and bacon and all the typical breakfast foods. And you sit at a table with other people that sponsor your animal. So a snow leopard is considered a big cat.
Mm-hmm.
So I typically sit at a table with those who also sponsor snow leopards or tigers, lions, etc. And then you guys just get to talk for a little bit, and then they have a little speech. And sometimes they do giveaways, and you can bring a guest with you. And then they do really cool stuff that most people don't get to do. Like the last one that I went to, which was pre-COVID, they gave all of us the chance to do alligator feeding.
Oh my gosh.
That was cool.
Did you get bit?
Oh no. They give you this like bucket. Everybody gets a bucket. There's like one bucket for 5 people or something.
Uh-huh.
And it had these like pellets of food. I don't know what to call them, but they were like giant jelly beans. They looked like giant jelly beans, but like they didn't feel like jelly beans. There's just kind of their shape. And they were maybe about the size of someone's fist.
Oh my god.
And they had all the alligators outside, and they were like, okay, here's how you feed the alligator. And they taught you how to feed the alligator, and then you fed the alligator. But you weren't allowed to put your hands inside the exhibit because they didn't want you to like get bit. So you just kind of had to like toss it in front of the alligator's face.
Oh my god.
But it was kind of cool.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I want to feed some alligators.
So that is my top 5 list. Xavier, would you like to share yours?
I would like to share mine. I don't have any sponsorships for animals, but I do have some honorable mentions. I like the seals. The seals are fun. I've seen them have like the seal shows a couple of times, and they do like flips and stuff, and I think they're pretty cool. And then my other honorable mention, which isn't actually at the zoo, as far as I know, but I think, and I know there's a lot of reasons that it can't be at the zoo, but I think it would be fun if it was. A whale. I want to see a
Okay.
whale. But I suppose that's more of a SeaWorld thing. And
Do you have a specific whale?
a large whale. So probably like a blue whale or something. But I just think whales are fun. But it can't be on my actual list because it's not actually at the biopark. So, but at number 5, I have pandas, because pandas are just super cute. And they're round and fuzzy.
Okay, I'm sure we have them, but where on earth are the pandas at the zoo? I feel like I've missed them. We have to have pandas.
I swear they're there. I swear. If they're not there, then I'm misremembering terribly. But
I feel like we have to have pandas.
I think that they're over somewhere near the hippos, but that could be wrong. I don't, shucks. I really don't know, but I think I'm fairly certain that they are there. They do exist. And you can't tell me otherwise.
I feel like we can't just not have pandas.
Right? I know we certainly definitely have the red pandas, so I feel like, we'd have regular pandas.
Yeah, but red pandas are kind of tiny. They look like raccoons.
Definitely different, but also, they're same name.
We have to. We have to have pandas, don't we?
Yeah. I'm sure that pandas are there. And if you looked it up, I'm sure they would come up probably. Unless they didn't, which in case that happens, I'd be sad. But at number 4, I have penguins. And no, I don't have a favorite penguin, but penguins are cool. Flightless birds and all. I relate because I also can't fly. Then number 3, flamingos. And flamingos are fun because they're pink and kind of long and just kind of weird birds, but also they're fun, I feel like they're very party birds.
They're party birds. Okay.
Yes. And then number 2, I have polar bears because I like Arctic animals and black and white animals. And polar bears are like pandas, but also from Antarctica. So, yeah. And then my number 1 spot, I have zebras. Because black and white animals are cool. But also zebras are they're like horses, but better.
I have a question since you like zebras and you said they're like horses, but better.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on donkeys?
Donkeys are like short horses.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know. Donkeys seem completely different from horses, yet the same, which is weird.
Yeah. I honestly, my neighbor has a donkey.
Really?
And a horse. And I think I would compare the donkey more to a dog than I would to the horse.
Okay.
I refer to the donkey as a dog with hooves because if he sees me outside, I don't know what the proper term for him making noises at me is. But he will
Does
make
bark
noises
like
at me
that deer?
until no, he does not bark. But he'll make noises until I go give him food.
You feed your neighbor's donkey?
Yeah, because I like it. So sometimes I give him apples. I like
Like
him. He's fun.
Do you cut the apples up, or do you just throw a whole apple at him?
I feed it to him. I hold it in my hand and he eats it. Sometimes he's kind of slobbery, which is gross, but usually he's not too bad.
Okay. Do you have any horses or?
No, we don't.
No.
We just have dogs and we have our chickens.
Oh. Wow.
That's probably why I enjoy our neighbor's donkey so much.
It feels more exotic than what you have.
Yeah. We also have a neighbor that's maybe 2 houses back from us, I think. And they have ponies.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's the proper term for them, but they have little horses.
Yeah, okay. Ponies are definitely just small horses. But yeah, man. Zebras are better than all of them, of course, but they're also pretty cool.
Zebras definitely look cool. I'll give you that.
That's all we have time for today. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Thanks for listening. Be sure to go like and subscribe and check out all of our other social medias such as TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you. Have a good day.